The world was good until COVID happened, revealing the stark reality of privilege. Some students couldn't access any form of education for 14 months in countries like Nigeria and Uganda, except maybe Project Mbappe kind of form of education. But well, it's still privileged people that could access something like that. If there's anything we've learned, it is to prepare for adversity. Which brings me to the question, how can we use technology to bridge the gap of inequality? Over the years, my focus has revolved around nurturing and guiding young people to come up with ideas to be able to tackle problems in their community. And that was when, during COVID period, I set up an initiative, a tech initiative, where we were able to train teenagers on like tech skills. But it wasn't enough because some of them finished the tech skills, they didn't know what to do with it, some of them got internship, and then everything was just boring. Then I just decided that let's just harness the tech skill they've learned into something important. And that was when I set up another initiative called Real Leadership Fellowship. And that's where we were training young people on design thinking. I know some of you, this is the first time you're hearing about design thinking, but that's like pretty much the bedrock of every single thing we do in the world today. We have to think critically before we come up with ideas to solve problems. So now, while thinking about all of this, I decided to know that this design thinking is something that we need in every single thing we are doing. And then this is why, through the process of design thinking and brainstorming and design thinking, we discovered that we need EdTech tools, like gadgets, EdTech gadgets. And we don't just need EdTech tools for the special ones that like the ChatGPT or the major ones for the smart classrooms. What about the ones that are not are for the ones that people that do not have access to internet and for the areas, remote areas, internet access? So I'm just going to talk about the Mavis Talking Book and Pen for areas. This initiative was set up in area for Nigeria, a particular area in Nigeria that do not have access to internet at all. And then this Mavis Talking Book and Pen, as the pen interacts with the text or images, it vocalizes the audio, and then they can learn things like arithmetic, they can learn quizzes, they can do quizzes with them. And also for those that do not have access to proper language, that still have their mother tongue, they can use different languages to learn how they can just do their schoolwork. So in this sense, I already know how much design thinking, because it's because of the design thinking that they were able to come up with something like this. Because as much as we consider EdTech to be very much important, we need to consider it for specific areas. Because EdTech, and as much as EdTech is important in the smart classroom, it should be important for those that are not in the smart classroom as well. So because we need to picture a world where every children have access to education, regardless of their location. So now, while we understand the importance of design thinking, we know it is the compass steering us to a world where the education is free from geographical constraints or technological constraints. So in essence, what am I talking about? What I'm just calling us to do here today is, it's not like general talk or like professional talk like many of the other speakers have been doing. I'm just calling everyone attention today that EdTech possesses the power to change the world of education, to create particular equitable or quality education. But how can we integrate technology into this? And this is why we need to introduce design thinking. And while introducing design thinking, we need to understand that this isn't just a vision about something I want to do or something we want to do. It's a response to the changing world we find ourselves in, because as we navigate the aftermath of COVID, there are still a lot of children outside school that do not have access to any form of education. And even those that are even inside within the school gates that still do not have access to smart education. It's still not quality enough. So I'm calling everyone's attention today, and I'm calling everyone to action today that we need to start taking steps, either by volunteering or by upscaling initiatives, because I know some people have set up initiatives like this to bridge the technological gap for those that do not have access to education. But what can we do extra? As for those as well that have access to policy making or that advocate for policies, we also need to find a way to start including design thinking in our children's curriculum, because these people can also come up, these young children can also come up with ideas to solve problems at a very young age. I remember when I was 15, I had so much zeal that I want to change the world. I want to be like a change maker and all sort of stuff around it. But then I thought I couldn't do it until like I was on a call with someone. They put me on a call with a teenager as well that was just probably a year older than me. And then this teenager just kept on going on and on that, oh, they've set up this initiative, that she has been able to travel to this country, she has been able to train this social amount of people, she has been able to do all of this. And it was like, I haven't been doing anything with my life. At that point, I knew that at a very young age, you can come up with ideas to solve problems. And if you don't harness all the energy in children to start coming up with ideas to solve problems, and we start waiting for them to grow old before they start solving problems, the number of students that will be going out of school every year would not keep decreasing. It will keep increasing. So that's why I'm calling everybody's attention here today, that we need to transfer all the inspiration into action. And we need to know that every single step that we take is going to put a child back. No matter how the step is very small, it's going to it has the ability to put a child back in school. And I want to let you all know that it was at the age of, immediately I got that inspiration at a very young age. That was when I set up my initiative. And I was able to plan a national leadership summit that I was able to bring young people together, and I was able to make them understand that you don't have to grow old before you can do this. Because at the end of the day, we need to just change the world. Regardless of the age of the person changing the world, it doesn't matter. So as much as we just want to go around the world and talk about all the different things, we need to focus on how we can put kids out of school, put kids that are out of school back in school. Because as we all know, UNESCO just released a report recently that there are still over 263 million people that do not have access to education. So as much as we know education is beyond the classroom, like I said, there is another education that is like the Project Mbappe or the Project Messi or Project Neymar and the likes. But it's not all of us that are privileged to do the Project Mbappe or Project Messi. I know some of us really want to go to school. Not everybody wants to do sports. But if we're not going to do sports, you have to do something very important. And that's why I'm calling everyone's attention here today. Let's take action, regardless of how you're going to take action. We all are stakeholders. We all are change makers. We all are just a change agent. So please, let's take action. Thank you.